Hello, my name is Greta Harrison. Welcome to Born Fabulous Podcast, episode 19 of season 2. The theme of this season is changing the world one friendship at a time. You will hear interviews with best friends. One person happens to have a disability and the other does not. This episode is the fourth of an 8-part interview with Micah Fialka-Feldman and his best friend, Tori Cedar. Micah Fialka-Feldman is well known as one of the stars of Dan Habib's acclaimed movie, Intelligent Lives. He is a teaching assistant at Syracuse University, a keynote speaker, and an author. Micah's best friend, Tori Cedar, is a graduate student working on her doctorate. She and Micah have been best friends for about 6 years. Tori does not have a disability. In this episode, Micah and Tori will discuss his circle of support, which helps him live independently. Please enjoy this short clip of Love is a Potion. The lyrics are by Melissa Riggio, who was the focus of episodes 1 through 4 in season 1. The music and voice are by Rachel Fuller. So let's go on to your circle of support, because Micah, that is such a wonderful model for families who would be interested in this. And I want to tell the audience that you have these meetings frequently, but you had a very special one recently that was planning for your next 5 years.
I did.
And at that one, you had how many people?
40 people.
And let's be clear, how many people?
40
people in your apartment, right? And yeah. Tori, were you on the computer or were you there?
I was there. I was there physically, yes.
Okay, so you were there, yes. And a few people were there via computer, right?
Yeah, I think there was about 6, Micah, if I stand.
Yeah, 5, 6, yeah.
5 or 6 via computer, and then you were there, and there were that many people. So I just want the audience to know how amazing Micah's circle of support is.
Yeah, and we had like rows of seats in his apartment, and everyone was like sitting on top of each other, and it was a room full of love, that's for sure.
Oh, I love that. It was a room full of love.
Yeah.
That's great. And this is a result of your amazing mother who started your circle of support when you were very young, right, Micah?
Yeah.
So you've been doing this circle of support since elementary school.
I have, yeah.
Correct? So it's very easy for you in the sense that you know to easily reach out and ask for help.
I do.
And you know what to do. And so we're going to talk about that circle of support. And there is a map that we're going to be getting to behind Micah on his wall that his team did. And Tori, do you and Micah, you want to just talk about it before we get up and show it, before we do anything? Let's just talk about how that happened, the facilitator who did this, all of this. Can we talk about that?
Micah, am I explaining or you?
I can explain.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a map meeting about the map and about how to talk about my future and plans and how to figure out life. And two people came to help like facilitate it, and it was a great meeting.
Wasn't one of your facilitators somebody who's pretty famous in
not
doing
famous,
this?
But they like have done meetings like this before.
Yeah, when I say famous, I don't mean that when they walk on the street everybody knows them, but meaning that in this niche of supported decision making, they're pretty well respected is probably
Yeah,
the
they
way
are.
to,
Yeah.
they're well respected, your facilitator who did this, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
had 2 facilitators,
I did.
right? And did
Yeah.
you have family at that meeting?
I did. My parents and sister. Yeah.
Okay, but your parents and sister, they're not at all your meetings, are they?
Not everyone, but sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. So your parents and your sister were there, and then you had your facilitators, and then you had a lot of friends,
Yeah.
and then you had people probably from that were colleagues, maybe
Yeah. Colleagues and coworkers. Yeah.
colleagues and coworkers, and then people from your everyday life doing
Yes.
the various things that you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just a testament to how you reach out and connect with everybody.
Thank you.
It's so great. And so, okay, so this meeting that we're going to talk about your map, that meeting was for the next 5 years. But your other meetings that you have, how often do you have them?
Quarterly now. Like I have one scheduled for June. No, for May. I might have one over Zoom that I sent out an email to everyone last night, but I haven't scheduled it yet.
Okay, but you schedule these meetings yourself.
I do. But like with help from my broker.
Okay. And you schedule these meetings you have them quarterly.
Yeah.
And how long do these meetings normally last?
Only 1 hour.
About an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, so and do you make the agenda or do you have help making the agenda?
I have help making the agenda.
Okay. All right. And so you're talking about things that you know you're going to have questions about that you want their help with in the next few months, decisions you might have to make, or how you can get to X, Y, or Z, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And in the movie, you talked about this a little bit too. Even something like little things like dating and things like that, correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about your special map. Is there a name for that map behind you, Micah?
It's called a lifeline.
It's your lifeline. Okay. With your lifeline, do you do one of those every time or do you only do them?
No, I just wanted to do them because my circle was just fading and I was just trying to get how my circle would get back up and help me and I've been here for 8 years and I just thought of trying something new.
That's a really good point when you said that your circle was fading, because I know some other self-advocates who do this and they're saying the same thing. So it's just like anything in life. You just can't keep with the status quo. You have to keep improving. And that's what you were doing, right?
Yeah.
So you see yourself doing something like that, Matt, maybe every 5 years or so? Is that
maybe, yeah.
Your lifeline? I need to call it the right
That's fine.
the right term, but you see maybe doing that every 5 years or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So with your lifeline there and that wonderful meeting where you had 40 people, about 5 or 6 of them virtually attending and the rest there in person and chairs lining up, and you had 2 facilitators, very well-known facilitators, very well respected in their field. Let's talk about the process. Who wants to start talking about how that meeting went?
I can talk about it.
Okay.
Micah, jump in any time, but I think just being there as a participant was really cool. We all had a line up and we all introduced ourselves and we all talked about how we knew Micah and like what brought us to this meeting. And then to kind of create the timeline, we spoke about we all broke up into how long we knew him for. Oh, that was it. We got into a line of how long we knew him for. And so it was like from birth till present, right, Micah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they split us up into groups of that, making sure that each group had a person from like every part of Micah's life. So we all had to make sure that all of us were in a group that all had different, like, varying parts of Micah's life in those groups. And then we were asked different things about what from the parts of Micah's life that we experienced with Micah, just talking about different things that we think that certain experience kind of progressed Micah forward, and then experiences that may have set Micah back a little bit. So different, right, Micah? Am I saying all that correctly?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So just so it really was coming from all of us and our own experiences with Micah, and how we had lived through things with Micah that kind of fit those criteria. And it was really cool to hear all these different kinds of stories that maybe I'd never heard before, because I've known Micah from 2014 on. And of course I had Micah's dad in my group, which was really cool. Someone that was of course there since the first day of Micah's life. And then I also had his personal trainer in my group. So that was like a different aspect of Micah's life. So it was, I had one of Micah's colleagues who I, of course, knew because she was a part of Inclusive U. So we had some similar instances, but I was like a true like peer of Micah's in that group, like a real, like on the same level. A lot of them were like, it was his dad, his trainer, his colleague. And I think I was the only like just friend, which I think I brought my own kind of process to that. So it was the first time I've ever been a part of anything like that. And it was definitely something that I could, if anyone's listening right now that's kind of confused about all of this, I'm hoping that I'm doing a good job. But if you have any inkling of wanting to do it, disability or not, 1000% do it. It was so awesome to be a part of it. I think really helpful and beneficial to anyone.
I think that was a very good explanation. Micah, what input do you want to give?
I think she said it all, and I would second it, and it's all true. Everything that she said, and it was a great meeting, and yeah.
And there are resources that your mom has shared that are going to be on there's going to be a page for Micah and Tori on www.bornfabulous.com, and I'll make sure that the resources that your mom shared will be there. There's also more resources at Inclusion Press. But that input and all of that happened in about an hour? Everything that?
No, it took it took like 4 hours.
That was a long meeting because that was the special meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So he used all of that input to make your lifeline behind you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then the lifeline, was that like the end of the meeting? Was that like the culmination of the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. And that gave you your plan for the future?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Because of technical difficulties, we originally were going to show Micah showing different parts of the lifeline, but it wasn't working for today. What we're going to do is make sure that a photo of his lifeline is also on their webpage. And if I can insert it in the video here, I will. Not sure if I can, but we'll make sure that a photo of that is out there, because Micah, you are really such a great example of how this works. It's just amazing. So thank you for that input, Tori. Anything else you wanted to add about that, Tori?
No, I think Micah, I hope I covered everything.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. The lifeline shows really your entire life, which is why it's so amazing. From when you were born all the way to about 2019, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That must be pretty cool looking at that, because you get to see it every day, Micah.
Yep.
Does it make you proud?
It does.
Okay. That's cool. That's very cool. Thank you for listening to Born Fabulous Podcast's 19th episode of Season 2. I hope you enjoyed it and want to hear more. If you would like to see this episode, it is available on YouTube and on bornfabulouspodcast.com. The friendship between Micah and Tori is a joy to see as well as hear. In episode 20, Micah and Tori will talk about different aspects of friendship. To see some photos and videos of Micah and Tori, or to sign up for our email list, please go to www.bornfabulouspodcast.com. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, find us on Twitter at PodcastBorn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're also on Pinterest. I'd be honored if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Now, please enjoy this clip of Love is a Potion. The lyrics are by Melissa Riggio, who was the focus of episodes 1 through 4 in Season 1. The music and voice are by Rachel Fuller.
Love